couldn't look away from the train wreck. You can blame it on the tech for the disrespect. Before you play, you better button check.
What is up, Butt Check fam? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful day of checking these buttons. It is Thursday. That's much closer to the weekend. I can barely talk, but ain't nothing new. Either way, chapters down below, sub button right there. We got some hot ones. I'm going to do my very best to hit you with two today. So we got this one later tonight, but right now we focusing on this one because we got two hot topics that need to be checked. So without further ado, let's get them. Let's go. All right, now into them first set of I'm coming for Texas because Texas has always sucked buttons that need to be checked. But on top of that, we got some questionable tweets and it all revolves around Noah the Prodigy. Okay, so this is interesting. I've been tagged in this multiple times. I've seen some of these tweets. Some of them are the first one that we're gonna see was actually posted last year. I don't think we've ever checked the buttons. I don't know if I've ever featured this video, but now looking back at it, I'm like, this is pretty telling. I mean, this is actually kind of deep because it not only involves Noah, but also Xiao Hai, the GOAT, the legend. So we'll check that out. And then we're going to go from a tweet from that, a tweet that was posted this month, just like last week. And also all the other ones that were posted the other day. So either way, let's unpack. Let's go. Okay, so Noah posted this right here saying, my dad would slap the shit out of me too when I lost at tournaments. No wonder we get along so well, tagging Xiao Hai. Check out the clip right here.
Nickname is Child.
You remember
He's a very legend player. His father followed him to the arcade and looked at him for play. If he lost, his father gonna hit him and beat him for crying. Yeah, before like he 12 years old, I already like 17, 18 years old. So I'm bigger than him, 60 years old. Every time he went to arcade, his father always beside him and trained him. Something he do like, why you just let them uppercut you? Just hit him. And he cried in 12 years old. And he just like, he grow up in this environment. Wow. And he's very good.
FGC reacting, namely Xiao Hai. He actually just laughs at it. He says, haha, so funny, man. And wow, Chris Hu was talking about Xiao Hai's history, and so he Michael Jacksoned you into greatness. Noah posted again, so that was last year. This was last week. He says, my dad slapped me in front of the Evo staff at 8 years old. Do you think I get nervous like the rest of you pussies? He posted this, I believe, at the EWC. But people are like, did the Evo staff watch this happen? Omni says, you good? And you're a victim, bro. Your dad abused you. Sorry this happened, but it's not okay. Then others respond simply saying language or bro, I remember watching you. That one time you saying you were going to be a prodigy. Now it's been nearly a decade since then. Damn, amazing to see you do so well in the FGC. So you got some praise as well. But Noah posts again saying, I seen the cops pointed loaded guns at my house. I don't get nervous on God. This was also posted last week. But more people are like, you talking like somebody that's trying to convince themselves they aren't nervous. Or this might be the gayest fucking thing I've ever heard, bro. This ain't tough. And I watched my grandpa say penis. Nothing phases me. You see where it's going with that, right? But more people like Redmond right here says, this is a cry for help and nobody can tell me different. Can't call it, or you can call it soft all you want. Not even Noah himself can make me think differently. Others agree or disagree saying he's trolling, man. But down below saying maybe he is, but between this and the cops pointing guns at his house and the various other stories, it's pretty odd / alarming to be saying this stuff. Then you got more saying, whatever it is, I genuinely believe it's impacting his progression as a player, the closed mindset or mindness to playing in tournaments that don't have big stages or lights, etc. The ego, hopefully he matures past it because he's a great player with tons of potential. And then down below, agreed, me and others tried to tell him that. Some people have to learn the hard way. Unfortunately, he better wake up quickly. But Noah actually sees this and responds, saying anybody that associates with the people that we just read is dead in the game, and I'm coming to every Texas showdown to hunt Panda in ice. I'm taking my shit. Texas fucking sucks. You guys have never been good. Then right here, I believe he posts like a picture of the trophy he won at Texas Showdown. Yeah, you can see it. Texas Street Fighter fucking sucks. Easy money of my life. Y'all need to worry about your progression. Damn. Okay, shots fired. Okay, can we pause right there, Noah? Holy shit. So not only he calling out them, he calling out Texas. And that's where your good old boy Nesto is sitting my behind, is in some Texas. What I do? Why I gotta catch a stray? You talking about Texas is free money and they've always sucked? Hold on, first of all, can we unpack? Okay, first of all, Noah, you know I rock with some Noah. But Texas has not always sucked. Matter of fact, there was a time in, what was it? I wanna say Street Fighter 5, you had your Dr. Africans, you had your Nigel, you had your toys. They was running shit, man. They might not have been coming first in every tournament, but either it was first or it was second. Like, they were just running through people to the point where they were like, yo, we're like kind of dominating right now for one of the first times. And that's not even to mention the MK players. What else? Your Tekken players. I mean, Texas has had some legends. We got Hamad, in Houston. We have some players. So, hey, I got to stand up for Texas. You know, originally I'm from Cali. I was born and raised in Cali, but I moved to Texas right after high school. So I've been in Texas now for years upon years. I raised my family here. This is where I started my FGC career. So you know I got Texas on my back. But anyway, it looks like Noah ain't feeling that. He feeling some type of way. He trying to do some Texas hunting. He's like, yo, I won the last Texas Showdown. I'm going back on purpose to win it again and to look for these individuals, to purposely body them in the game. That's gonna make it that much more spicy. But going back to this original talk, because it looked like, you know, others even responded to Noah saying, Noah, we think you're missing the point. We think you're a great player. We think you have potential. We're just saying, you saying stuff like this is concerning, and we hope that it doesn't damage you, like, as far as like your potential, you know, that you can grow past that. So others feel that he's missing the point, right? But the original video where they were coming out like Xiao Hai's dad used to be with him in the arcade, used to beat him if he would cry. Used to ask him, why'd you let him uppercut you and all this other stuff? And he trained him like that. And now he grew up to be Xiao Hai, the champion, one of the best players, if not the best player of all time, right? And Xiao Hai even responded to that saying, ha, how funny. Of course, rough translation, he doesn't really speak the language like that. But that's why Noah tagged him saying, my dad would slap the shit out of me in tournaments. No wonder we get along so well. Also, one of the concerns is the FGC is like missing or not able to see the connection to Noah's analogies or references, right? Because if somebody calls him nervous, he'll say, I'm not nervous. Something like, the cops pointed guns at my house. You think I'm nervous like you pussies? And then he'll say some other thing. My dad slapped me in the face. You think I'm nervous like you pussies? So other people were like, I mean, if you had to go through that, we're sorry for you. But we don't see how that correlates, you know, because you had some guns pointed at you. Yeah, that's some hard shit. Like, we're sorry to hear you went through it. But so now you're saying because of these things, you don't get nervous at all in life? Or bottom line, you're saying it made you better, right? He's saying it made me who I am today. This is real shit and I love my dad. Matter of fact, you see Noah praise his dad all the time in interviews and tweets all the time. Thank you, Dad. Love you, Dad. My dad sold his car so that I could make tournaments, so that I could have a career. My dad sacrificed. And I think everybody's always praising his dad for that, praising Noah for that, right? Like, this is cool. It's a great story. But I think it's like every now and then you see little tweets like this kind of sprinkled in there like, hey, okay, wait, what was that? So I don't know. That's just what's going on right now. I'm not the one to come out and judge somebody's life because we're only getting a small picture. We're getting a small piece of the pie. We don't really know exactly. When you get little pieces like this, you kind of try to just solve the puzzle on your own, social media type shit, right? So yeah, I can see why people are a little fuzzy and being like, wait, what the hell was really going on in your childhood? But at the end of the day, it looks like there was also some good going on, and he could relate to Xiao Hai because Xiao Hai had a similar growing up with his dad. That's what's going on. How y'all feeling? Let me know. All right, next up for the Maximilian apologizes to a journalist, but the bigger story is the journalist gets smoked on social media because he comes at Max in a rude way that a lot of people felt was very unfair. So let's check these buttons. Okay, so Maximilian posted this video, I think just yesterday, saying what the hell is happening at Capcom. Link down below, definitely check it out. Here's the clip, check this out.
I'm just going to say it out right now. That is my headcanon. But it won't be my headcanon anymore because just the other day, Hideaki Itsuno of Devil May Cry Dragon's Dogma fame explains why he left Capcom and why he has formed a new studio called Lightspeed Studios for a multitude of action games in Japan. So we don't have to sit here and dwell on whether or not those things were likely true or not. I'm assuming a lot of this stuff is going to get answered in here, and this isn't a massive shakeup for Capcom. However, several things that have been revealed about the creation of Itsuno-san and his new Lightspeed Studios are pretty interesting and lead to some questions like, man, what is going on at Capcom if that's the case? Where's Capcom out right now as a company? It's not talking shit about the company at all. It's just that they have a lot of stuff in development. They're becoming much bigger. They have a lot of games that are coming out almost constantly, some with issues and others mostly appeasing an audience and making most people very happy. The bigger thing is that Capcom has like a goal of what they're doing and where they're going, and it might not line up with a lot of the old heads at Capcom is my assumption. So let's just read into it and see exactly what's going on. When it comes
Okay, so the owner of that article, I guess the website, Andy Robinson, you can see right here, he's a journalist and the owner of VGC News. I guess he felt some type of way because he didn't get the credit that he feels like he deserves. He tagged Max saying, when independent media outlets like VGC are finally killed off, YouTube videos like this, which despite appreciated the praise, read our feature out verbatim after turning on ad block and then don't mention us at all. Won't have any content left to source. Then he continues on saying, VGC's news coverage have been feeding the content machine for years, and I appreciate the audience isn't always going to translate, but at a time when Google is doing its best to kill us off, stuff like this is tough to swallow. Max responds saying, gave you guys a shout out during the live portion. If my team didn't get the kudos in the video, I'll make it right. Then it continues right here. Andy actually responds saying, hi Max, I appreciate the edit. Max says, for the record, I always give credit to the original creators as well as unowed content. This one slipped through the cracks and I will make sure it doesn't happen again. But then that FGC got something to say. They're like, maybe DM him next time instead of creating unnecessary accusations. And they're talking to the journalist here. And next time address Max in the DMs. This was so unnecessary. And I'm a little confused as the article was cited and you were personally praised in the video. And this is the wrong person to call out. Others say the same thing right here saying this is the wrong person to call out, Andy, and extremely unprofessional of you. Continuing down below saying bitching for a fucking mistake that will get corrected, shake my head. And you're cringe. I watched the stream. He praised the interview for this article multiple times. It's such a bad look for you. Man, shut up. And there you have it. And that is just a piece of the tweets that I saw. There's so much more. All right, so there you have it. Like I said, Max's video down below. I haven't seen the journalist or the owner of the site respond to any of the criticism yet. But yeah, on one hand, let me say this. I actually was surprised, devil's advocate real quick. I was surprised that when I got into the FGC, when I first started out, I learned the hard way when Button Check was born. When Button Check was born, I didn't go to school for journalism. I didn't even know what it was. I one day just said, you know what? I don't see any content like this. And I was always told to make content that you want, that you enjoy. Make content that you would want to see. That's what I was told, right? So one day I decided to turn on the camera. We were doing Bogus Journeys, me and Dirty Low, right? But then I said, I want to talk about this stuff that's going on with Mike Ross with esports and the stuff with Mena RD when he was like, he was cheering in the crowd and people were getting pissed at him saying he was a disrespectful kid, kind of new to the FGC. Anyway, these stories went through the roof. And I was like, wait, what? What's happening? Like, I'm literally just talking about stuff I want to, and then my whole channel is now changing, thus Button Check was born. Well, through those few months, I did catch some heat because either I did a story that was considered sloppy. Some people were like, yo, you didn't credit me in the video. Hell, I even ran into a person at Evo back in like 2017. I think they were like, hey, you didn't credit me. And then we chopped it up and they apparently be like, no, it's all good. Cause I was like, my bad, man, I'll make it right, right? So I had to go edit that. I still don't think that person fucks with me to this day. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is I learned the hard way. So very shortly after that, I would say before 2018 or right into it, any story I did, anybody, I was credit, you know, because a lot of people will feel very strongly about that, you know, because if you watch multiple news sites, content creators, I notice even in the FGC, they don't credit nobody. Nobody gets credit. Nobody gets their links down below in the description field. So I always wondered, how are they getting away with this? How is nobody complaining? Or if they're just complaining behind the scenes because I don't see it, because I've heard this shit when I didn't credit anybody. So I always felt, you can see it till today, I always felt on these big channels, whether they're just content creators or official news channels, that they don't give enough credit. Now, going to this story, I can see though where Max is kind of confused because he's like, yo, I usually credit people. If this one fell through the cracks, my apologies. But if you see the whole version, I did credit you. And that's why the FGC felt some type of way, because they're like, yo, why would you call him out publicly like this when he obviously did call you out? You're calling out the wrong guy. You could have easily DM'd him and did it in a more professional way, and he would have fixed it. Literally, he fixed it here. If you go to his website on that channel right now, it's in the description field, and it's like a pinned comment where he apologizes and puts their information. So if anything, sad to say, but the owner of this journal, who is this, Andy? I feel like he got the opposite reaction of what he wanted. He wanted more recognition. He feels like his site is going through a rough time. Multiple times he says that Google is trying to kill us. Like when we're officially dead, we'll have nothing left but videos like this, and nobody will know us because that we're not getting the proper credentials, right? The proper shout outs. But it did the reverse in this case, where people are like, we don't even want to fuck with you now, you know, because of the way it came off. A lot of people felt like this was very rude by Andy Robinson. They're like, yo, if we did know about you, we might back up now. And now if we're just learning about you, we're probably done learning about you, because if this is the attitude and this is how you come at people, we might just leave you alone altogether. So like I said, sucks at the end of the day, because I see the frustration in Andy. He just did it in a super shitty way. And then Max seems like he handled it the right way. That's how I'm feeling. How y'all feeling? Let me know. And that was Butt Check fam. Definitely let me know how you were feeling. Thank you guys for the amazing love. We will see you soon. Matter of fact, promise you, I'm gonna work on this. I'll probably get this out around like, I don't know, 5:30, 6 o'clock the latest. And I'm gonna do my best to post one late tonight. So thank you guys for the amazing love. As always, I don't know what it is, but I know it's about to get better. Love y'all, fam. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
I told you motherfuckers, I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. Told you motherfuckers, I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared.